What's up, guys? It's April 17th, 2025. Hope you're doing good. Happy Easter, everyone. I just found out like 13 seconds ago the markets are closed tomorrow. And so, yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Not going to be dropping a daily breakdown because the markets won't be open, but I will be dropping a new members video talking about characteristics of successful traders. I think it's important for us to understand the determination and grit that comes along with this game that we've all picked. So anyways, thank you all for following me. Let's get into it. If you guys like these videos, drop a follow. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Okay, daily breakdown. Let's go. We have a range. We broke out of that range. The market cycle reset. Where is my pen? So here's that range. The market cycle reset. Leg 1, pull back leg 2, pull back leg 3. The leg 4 is here. It becomes a higher low. That is bullish price action. And we see that when this sells off and then rallies here, bears get trapped. We test the breakout point. Limit order bears. So if they had a limit order here, they could have a limit order because it's the breakout point. They could have a limit order because it's the top of this bar. But they could have a limit order because it's the first touch of the EMA after a breakout. Nonetheless, there's many sellers sitting above the bull bar, so that's bad for the bulls. Before these bars printed here, we could think that this bar is going to get continuation, but then we see this bar now, we know bad for the bulls, good for the bears. This is a pullback, although this bar had a bad close, followed by a bull bar. Bulls tried to get above the EMA and failed. We went sideways, and now we're breaking out again below the EMA. Leg 1, pullback, leg 2. Something concerning for the bears is that there's a tail here and an inside bar here. So when there's an inside bar, if we were on the 5-minute, I would recommend to get out of a trade because we're in a late leg. That's because an inside bar is breakout mode. It's the only bar that's not breaking out. Every other bar is either breaking out or reversing the prior bar's range. I just want to talk about that real quick. So any bar here, again, dang, I waited I waited for my neighbor to stop doing construction. Now I hear a hammer swinging. So I apologize if you guys hear that in the background. I don't think you can. It's very faint, but all right. So I just said a second ago, every bar is breaking out of the prior bar's range. It's either breaking out or reversing. So let's look at that, and then we'll go back to it. So bar 63. This is a range on a smaller time frame. I just draw it. So we're only looking at bar 63. So this is a range on a smaller time frame. 64 broke out, so that's an obvious breakout. That's an easy read. When I say obvious, I don't mean if it was going to pass or not. I'm just saying obvious from 64's low is past 63's low. Nothing's obvious in the market. Everything's 50-50, 60-40 at best are a good breakout. That's why we trade breakouts, because the probabilities are in our favor. Okay, so I kind of flip right back. So 63 was around here, and we break out. This is the 1-minute chart. We broke out. Look, that's actually interesting. I didn't look at the retest. So same situation. Breakout, retest, breakout, retest on the EMA. Price action is fractal, so our price action skills can be applied the same exact way in any time frame. And the longer we do this, our trader's imagination will start to tie together the time frames. So look at that. Excuse me, my voice just cracked. So look at that. Breakout, retest on the EMA, sellers above the last strong bar. Breakout, retest on the EMA, sellers above the last strong bar. But on the 5-minute, where are we? All that was shown is just this tail and a sell-off, and then we see 65 is that break and retest, testing the breakout point. That would be a trade out. If 63 made 1R, that's a trade I would take. Don't know if I would be in that because 63 did make 1R. So if I'm fast enough, I would have put a limit order to sell here, and I would have got scalped out in 1 bar. That's my favorite type of trade. Okay, so daily chart, 15-minute chart. And please ask questions. I'm glad you guys are asking questions. I want to know where everyone's at. We have a lot of new followers, so don't know where you guys are at in terms of learning to trade. Are you studying Al Brooks? Is this the first trading channel you've seen? Let me know. My goal is to help you guys. I want this to be a channel that I made this channel to learn how to talk about the stock market, and over time it's developed into something else. So I just hope you guys are finding what you need. We're going sideways under the EMA. Bear bar closing around its midpoint, just below the midpoint with a tail. So not the best close, but it has more bear body. That's a trend bar. The tail. That's the trading range bar. And then today we have an inside bar. Today's range, 74 points. So the market's starting to shrink. Yesterday we had a gap down. We sold off for a few legs, like one, pull back leg two, pull back leg three. Any leg past leg two is will be like leg three, leg four. That tells us we're in a training range. The probabilities for trend continuation significantly go down because we're in a training range. So if you were going to short 14's low, well, we're in a training range. Here's a bear micro channel. Here's a bull micro channel. Big down, big up, trading range behavior. Lots of confusion. Today was definitely a hard day to trade. I can see people buying highs and shorting lows. And if that was you, that's fine. I mean, I think that's just one of the trials and tribulations traders have to go through. That's why I'm going to make the membership video about the characteristics because, a day like this can destroy someone, and it can be really disheartening if you are doing good because we have a lot of trend days. So you could be doing good and then you lose it all on a trading range day, and that just kind of sucks. We've all been there. So I think that video is going to be good because we're going sideways. And I preach breaking out, be a breakout trader because that's when the market's probabilities are the best for trend continuation. Anyways, okay. What was I gonna say is when there's a good breakout, the probability for a second leg go up. That's why that's a very high probable trade. Okay, but we're gonna get into the breakdown. Yesterday ended in a rally above the EMA. Today had a small gap up, rallied and sold off, becoming bearish. Bar two, bear bar. It's trading range bar, trading range bar. So first 4 bars are trading range bars. Bar three has a tail on both sides, but a bull body. Bar four has a tail, then it rallies, closes on its high, but it has more tails, so it's a trading range. And then we see bar five. Bar five is a bull bar closing on its high, but it's not closing far past the bar one range, the opening range. And it has a tail, so bulls were taking profits at highs. Leg one, pull back leg two, pull back leg three. Again, we apply the same thinking across the board. That's why I preach the market cycle and leg count. Any leg past leg three, or past leg two, leg three, leg four, trading range probabilities. And then we see that with bar six being inside bar. Inside bars are breakout mode. Bar 7, outside bar. It went above and below, so that's trading range. Then bars, was that bar 8? Let me make this a little bit bigger. Eyes. So yeah, bar 8. Tried to rally, but ends up selling off. Bear bar closing on slow. Bar 9 is a pullback. And then we have a sell-off. Bar 10, not the best close for the bears because it's bouncing off the EMA. But then we see bar 11 closing below the EMA and on slow. And it does produce a gap here, so that's good. That shows us that limit order bulls that bought around here are now trapped. Bar 12, good bear bar closing on slow, touched the EMA and sold off. So we know that either bears are taking profits or bulls are trying to buy the low to cover themselves, and they never really got that. And that makes another gap here with 13. It's a small gap, so not a lot of bulls are trapped. 13 is a bad bar, it has a tail. A pullback could be coming soon for 2 reasons. We had a rally here. We have more than 3 bars in a row, and now 13 has a tail. So that be cognizant of that. If you're short on 14 and you're thinking you're going to sell off to the low, well, the probability for a pullback before the low is reached is higher. So we trade the probabilities. If there's 3 bars in a row, the probabilities for a pullback go up because that's 3 legs on a smaller time frame in a fractal perspective, and that's what I mean. I'm not saying we won't go down, but I'm saying the probabilities for a pullback happening before we go down are higher. So if you're short, it's best to get out and wait for that pullback. If you're inclined to short here and short here, that's fine. But then when you see 19, 20, be very careful and be quick to hit out because now there's a gap and now bears are trapped. 21, bull bar closing on its high, but not far past 20 high tick, so not good. So it's a good bar in itself, by itself, but the context is bad because now it could be a second leg trap in a trading range. I wanted to pull back to 22. Bull bar has more tail than body. It's a trading range bar. 23 and 24. Bear bars closing. 23 is closing on slow. 24 is closing on slow. We have 4 bars in a row. This could be just a pullback, and it is. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, excuse me. So this is a 2-legged pullback. This is a complex pullback. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2. So leg 1, pullback. Leg 2. And you could say 34 is that second leg. Do you remember yesterday I was talking about your premise is wrong once it goes 1 tick past the breakout bar? So if you bought this high, your stop goes here, and you trust your stop that you're wrong. Your premise is wrong below 32. Look, 33 actually did not tick below 32, so you would be saved and you could make money. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. Could say 33 is a pullback from a opposite bar perspective, but it doesn't break a trend line. 34, good bull bar closing on its high. 35, inside bar, best to get out of longs because we could be reversing or you could be lucky and catch breakout. But inside bars are breakout mode, so be careful. 36, 37, bull bars closing around their midpoint, have more tail than body, and we're in that third leg. 38, bear bar closing on slow. 39, bear bar closing on slow, bouncing off the EMA for the next 3 bars here. Now, earlier I mentioned here's 3 bars I can get a continuation, but I don't feel the same for these 3 bars because it's a late leg. So let's just say this reset the count because it's a breakout. Leg 1, deep pullback, so you know we're in training range. That's a deep pullback. You wouldn't get this kind of pullback in a bull trend. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. And the reason I'm so 30 seconds ago I just said leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. But I read the charts. We don't know this happened. So at this moment in time, that is a third leg. So I hope you guys are kind of understanding what I'm saying. Like, and now this is printing. So now I'm recounting. I'm doing a recount. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. Legs are built up of smaller legs. So here we can say this is 1 leg, but there's 3 legs within that. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. And then this has its own 3 legs. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. Again, when we have 3 bars print, probabilities for that 4th bar printing go down significantly. A pullback is a higher chance, and we see that with 43. Now bears are getting 2 legs down. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2. Trading ranges. Legs do not have to be symmetrical. So that is one thing that confused the heck out of me for a very long time, actually. Legs do not have to be symmetrical. The minimum objective for a leg is to go 1 tick past the prior swing. So 45 met the 1 tick past the 43 low. Okay, so legs do not have to be symmetrical. Just please, the quicker we realize that, because look, 18 is a leg 2, but it failed. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2. Okay, 18 failed to go 1 tick here. It's a higher low. That's bullish. So yeah, and now we have another bull leg here, broken up into 3 to 4 legs. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3, pullback. Leg 4, pullback. Leg 5. But look what happens after leg 3. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. We just went more sideways. 5 pushes in any direction. Push 1, push 2, push 3, push 4. There's push 5. It's breakout mode. Going sideways, bad follow through above the EMA. We just talked about this price action, how this is a small trading range, and then 64 breaks out. Retest the trading range here. So this is a swing low for 63. Retest on 65, and then it sold off. 66, good bear bar closing on slow. Shot to go 1 tick below. There's no tail there, so you know bears shorted that right away, and they scalped out on 65 or 67. I mean, there's not a lot of conviction. Starting to form a triangle here, and now it gets a bearish breakout 69, and then we go sideways into the EMA for 1 more leg down, closing on the EMA. Leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. But look at this bear leg as well. Leg 1, leg 1, pullback. Leg 2, pullback. Leg 3. So just how this leg was 1 bull leg comprised of 3 smaller legs. Here's 1 bear leg made up of 3 smaller legs. Again, I think I might have to make a fractal video. These are going to be membership videos because I don't know how to swing them. I do daily breakdowns, and then the membership videos are going to be more nuanced. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good Easter weekend, or let's do the measured moves real quick. Measured moves are tough on trading range days. So, because most of them will fail a couple ticks before the move is met. So I just threw 2 measured moves up. This is the opening range. Bulls are going for the breakout, and it fails. So that's a loss, or you can hit out for a smaller loss, however you want to play that. It fails, and then I did from here to here because that's a bear breakout below the EMA, and it failed. It didn't, well, yeah, it failed. It failed to get 1 arm. You could, in trading range, it's best to scalp. So if you're going to take the premise off that, you could take this big bar here because bar 8 is a good bar. I would probably do it from the top of the spike, and you'd meet that. But this is a hard trade because you'd be shorting right into the EMA after a bull leg. Hard day. Again, here's another trading range, 14 through 19. You get the breakout, and look, if you were going to buy the breakout, so you buy 20, it's already done on the next bar, and you only get a couple points. The risk is way bigger than the profit potential. There's another trade, though. We see these 3 bars, and we understand we get a complex pullback, and it's a trading range, so we're going to get a delayed second leg, and that 1-to-1's met, and then the market goes sideways. Here's another 3 bars. It's not a good trade because it's in the 3rd leg. And look, the premise for the breakout fails on 47. We go 1 tick below 40. So I'm going to delete that. But I could see maybe I take that trade for the breakout. Maybe I have a limit order down here. Well, let me see. I'll tell you right now. I don't know if I might have a limit order because 40 reached that. But it's a 3rd leg. So that would have to be a in the moment trade. I could tell you on this one, I would take it because it's a first leg. So hope that makes sense. Trading range here, again, breaks out. Very tight moves compared to what we've seen. And then again, you guys saw this trade that I liked. That's probably my favorite trade of the day had I had taken it. Why is it my favorite trade? Because the Bears that shorted 63 made 1R in less than like 5 minutes. Maybe it rallied and sold off. So they sat through a pullback that ended up being bearish. I throw a limit order right below 63 and then bam, I'm out in 1 bar. I do scalp limit orders. I may start swinging, or I do sometimes swing the overnight session. I will be training again on Monday. I'm looking very forward to it. I had a nice 2 weeks off. My head is clear. Hope you guys are doing good. Members, stay tuned for that video tomorrow. Guys, thank you for your time. Have a good weekend. Please, if you're going to be drinking, don't drink and drive. Happy you know I'm a dummy with a DUI. So it's a double-edged sword. So I'm very happy I didn't hurt anyone, and I have a lot of time to study. So you guys have a good one. Have a good weekend. No drinking and driving. Study. Ask me questions. I'll talk to you guys later. If you learned something, share the show. Don't be a hoe. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for your time. Bye.